Cielito lindo!
Okay, we've gone to the masa preparation portion of the video. Like I say, we're fortunate here enough to have a bakery with a capability to make masa, and I buy that prepared masa which you see here. I have some lard, and I have some salt, and I have reserved still some more of the broth that I cooked the meat in. We're going to combine all this together, and then I'm going to give you a few secrets on how to make sure your masa is actually properly prepared to spread onto your tamales. So we'll get with that in just a second. Okay, I got the masa in our mixing bowl here, which is actually a big plastic tub. One of the things that we have to do, I've tasted it, I know it needs a little bit of salt, but I'm going to do, this is one of the little secrets I'm going to show you. It's called the drop test. And what I'm going to do is take about a spoonful of masa, I'm going to put it in this cup of water. If it floats, it's good. Obviously it didn't float. So now, since it didn't float, it's going to be time to add some lard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to warm this lard up a little bit just to make it a little easier to put in here. One of the unique little stories about masa is when my uncle first started showing me how to make tamales, you know, there wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't as popular, but the masas were, the place to purchase masas were few and far between. And with that, saying that, you know, we would have to go stand in line with about 50 old ladies and fight for masa, carrying a big pot with us. And that's just the way it was when I learned how to make this. And nowadays it's so convenient. You go to the market, it's already prepared. If they don't have it prepared in your neighborhood, there is an alternative. I've never used it. It's called maseca, and it's a powdered mix. And honestly, I don't know how well it would work. I've never used it, but it is available, and I know a lot of Mexican grocery stores do carry it. So let me get the lard ready. I'll add it up, and then I'm going to use the good old-fashioned egg beater here, and we'll get it together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and salt this, since I know it needs some salt, and I'm going to add some lard to this. You're going to have to use the add and test method. So for this amount here, I mean, this is a lot of masa. I'm looking at that's probably only a cup of lard. It may require some more, but we'll see. We'll use our test method on it. And I can mix this up with this spoon. However, we do have the mechanical method. Give this a test again. We're going to add our masa to our water, see if it floats. Still doesn't float, so we're going to add some more lard. Probably about 2 cups right now. Okay, let's give this one more try here and see if it'll pass the float test. If it passes the float test, we're good to go. As you can see, the masa is not sinking to the bottom, it's sitting up on top now. So this masa has enough lard in it. I added salt, I've actually tasted it, and it's good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is get all my stuff cleaned up. I'm going to set up an assembly line here and show you what we need to do. Okay, now we're going to prepare the ohas, or the corn husks, whatever you want to call them. Generally they come in a package like this. They're dried. They're a natural product, so you know, don't be surprised, and I'm being frankly honest with you, if you find like a fly or an ant or something in there. I guess it gets just trapped in the packaging process. I don't find it all the time, but I've been doing this for a long time, and occasionally I do find one. One of the unique things about most of these corn husks is that on the back of the package, a lot of them will have a tamale recipe. This one has a recipe very similar to ours. However, they're calling for something that they call tamale mix, which I'm assuming is a seasoning, some type of a dried seasoning package. We're not going to use that. But what you want to do with the ohas is at least a couple hours before you assemble your tamales, you're going to want to soak them. They're going to want to float. We use this big pan here, more commonly called a bote. It was one of my early tamale pots. It's been relegated to oha duty now, but as you can see, it was one of the galvanized pots. Almost looks like a trash can. Has a lid, and it has a spot in the bottom where you can steam through it. We don't use these anymore. They were just too difficult to handle on our stove. Let me open these ohas up, and as you can see, they're all just dried, and you don't have to separate them right now, but you'll separate them later. Just kind of pile them in here, and we're going to just add some water to them so we get them covered with water. I already have some in here with some water, and what we'll do is we'll add some more water to our pot. And sometimes you have to weight them down. You can rotate them from the top to the bottom. And what I've used to rotate them down, or to keep them down, is this is actually the bottom of this pan. So we'll put that in there. And we'll just leave them in there for a couple hours. I'll push down on them once in a while.